Let's start with, you see, Trump is getting aggressive. Trump means business because Trump is getting rattled because the way Iran has been treating him is not fair. He told Iran, I have a deal. He told, my guys are going down there to Pakistan and they were supposed to be there. And now we know that, in best of my knowledge, nobody has gone to Pakistan. Nobody is going to Pakistan because uh, I don't think there's any deal which has helped out. Iranis have come and said, look, we are not interested in any deal with America. We don't want to talk to America. And America has violated all the norms because when you do a blockade of Strait of Hormuz, all the norms get violated. That is what the Iranis have to say. And it's a war crime. In fact, they were cursing Pakistan why you couldn't fix it. The Pakistanis have been trying a lot. They've been trying to juggle a lot of things and trying to make sure something might work out, some breakthrough might happen. But to all their misery, nothing is really happening. Pakistanis are still in jeopardy because none of their things are working. Oh, Shahbaz talked to Mr. Masood Pezeshkian. He talked to a couple of other guys. He's talking to Saudis. He's talking to Oman. He's talking to a couple of Muslim countries, but no breakthrough yet. So what happened is there was a tanker which was bound to, coming to Iran from China, important to China, and that tanker has been not a tanker. There was a cargo ship, rather, I should say. Apologies. There was a cargo ship which was coming from China to Iran, and it tried to break the blockade. Americans warned it a couple of times. Ship would not listen to them. So Americans fired at the ship. The engine room was damaged. There's a big hole which is blown in the engine room. So ship is incapacitated, and Americans have taken control of the ship. But I want to show you the post of the Trump, which is there. Team, can you show the Trump's post, which is there on the same aspect? Let's go through the post so we'll have an idea what I'm talking about. I think the post must be landing up in a second. Okay. So we'll show you the post. Here we have the post. Look. I'll read it out for you. That's very important. Today, an Iranian flagged cargo ship near Tosca, near 900 feet long, weighing almost 7 aircraft carrier, tried to pass our naval blockade, and it will not go well with them. U.S. naval guided missile destroyer intercepted Tosca and in the Gulf of Oman and gave it a fair warning. The crew refused to listen, so the Navy stopped them right in their tracks, blew a hole in their engine room. Right now, the U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. The Tosca is under the Tosca and under U.S. Secretary sanctions of the prior history of illegal activity. So we have full custody of the ship and seeing what is on the board. Donald John Trump. Thank you. So it is believed. Thank you. We can have the post off. So it is believed there is something which is on the board which it should not be. There is a talk. There's a grapevine talk. In all probability, Chinese weapons were sent through that ship. So Chinese weapons were sent through that ship, and because of the Chinese weapons, the ship got intercepted, and because of the Chinese weapons, the ship was stopped. That is why the Americans went aggressive. They blowed a hole into it. That is the whole reason why they blowed a hole into it, because the main reason was the Chinese weapons. So now China promising America, I'll not send weapons. Things are again going crazy. Pakistan talks have collapsed. Masood Pezeshkian tried his best. He tried to speak to a lot of leaders. Nothing is happening. And let me remind you that JD Vance was supposed to travel to Pakistan. It got called up because there was an intel that there's an imminent threat to JD Vance, his security, Pakistan's. Even there's a lot of talk. There are a lot of media reports which suggest that Mullah Munir, the chief of the staff of army, is now a red flag within the U.S. intelligence. They are doubting him, that thinking that this man can be dangerous to America. So things are kind of accelerating. So Munir is a danger. JD Vance can't go there. So can Gerald Kushner and Witkoff go there? Possibly no. They can't go there, right? And what are the options with the Trump? The Trump doesn't seem to have a lot of options. And Iranis have already said, we are not interested in your talks. Iran says the talks have kind of collapsed. Gilabaf, the speaker, says, I'm ready to die as a martyr. I don't care. Even if you want to come and kill me, do that. China has been really messing around with America because Chinese tankers have been returned. There's all probability that there is something in the ship. That is why this was attacked. Military was used. The ship was taken control of. And, something is not right what we see about the ship. Now, there's another talk is that, things are escalating. There is a talk of Iranis also did some kind of a ceremonial attack on Americans, but we don't know how far that is true or not true. That is something we will find in due course of time. but there are talks of a ceremonial attack. Yeah, IRGC did not retaliate as you would have expected it to be, but there was some kind of a ceremonial attack on Americans. America is very careful about how they are going to take the next steps. Trump still believes the talks can happen, but my gut feel is now the talks look to be tough because we're already on 20th of April and 22nd where the deadline ends, and Israelis are itching to start the game again. Hezbollah has not been behaving properly. The red lines are not being respected in Israel. So there are problems which are going to crop up from there, and you will have more of the Hezbollah men dying. While as Hamas is talking of the double talks, they're saying, okay, we can give some of our weapons, but is there a real talk of a ceasefire, or is there a real talk of a surrender of Hamas, disarmament of Hamas? Hamas refuses to disarm, and Hamas is saying, we are willing to fight. Pakistan is not interested. China is playing the double games. Russians are silent. Turkey is trying to escalate, trying to make Pakistan into enemy. Finan Haqqan is playing the game. Saudis are silent, and Americans have their war strategies in place. They're replenishing their stocks, and the kind of replenishment which is there, it can hold for good for 3 months. So for 3 months, they will not need any major replenishments as what we see, the amount of kind of replenishments which have sent in. So if you ask me, the war rhetoric is increasing, the need for war, the preparation for war, the prerequisites of war are getting high because Trump has ordered to hit the ship. You could have still stopped the ship. You could have not, there was no need to blow a hole in the engine room. I don't know how many people got killed or some people got killed or not. I've been telling you that US, Tripoli and others have been practicing near the things, trying to do their things. Have been practicing in the Arabian, in the Red Sea and all. The Red Sea blockade is the Houthis are not able to do anything, not a single shot fired. And regime cannot survive like this, and the regime is in shambles. And let me tell you another thing. Now, there is this estimate that out of the blockade, what is happening, and out of this drama which is happening around Strait of Hormuz, 600 million barrels of oil have got hit. Middle East's composite loss is 600 million barrels of oil. Now do the mathematics. 600 million barrels into, let's say, 100, 80. You can count how many billion dollars have been already lost to the Middle Eastern economy. And the problem is that the customers are not going to wait for you. They're going to move to the other side. China still playing the double games. Taiwan side is silent. But we have, and Europe again, misplaced priorities. They have no idea what is happening. They have completely lost it. And Europe is still thinking that they can get 14 countries together and they can open Strait of Hormuz. Well, that is not going to happen. IRGC is not willing to budge in, but I expected IRGC to have a mounting attack on the Americans. Well, that did not happen. There was practically no attack, except some American naval base were targeted with some drones or maybe a couple of missiles. That's all what happened. So if I look at that, so can I kind of say the ceasefire is broken? Can we conclude the ceasefire is broken? Technically, yes, the ceasefire is broken because you have fired at them, they have fired a missile. Even if they fire a missile or a drone at you, technically you can see the ceasefire is broken. So things are escalating. Pakistan is in jeopardy. Pakistan's army chief is a doubtable character. You use Mullah Muni to get the dirty work. Now they want to hit back at you. Europeans are walking other track. Russia is talking different tangents. Zelensky is nowhere in picture. And you know what? China is really trying to save Iran in all the way. Turkey is trying to start a fight with Israel. Israel is very holding to the fragile ceasefire in Hamas and Hezbollah, which are going to erupt. Houthis are out of action, and the more and more reports are coming up that the trouble will be brewing in, the America and other parts, lone wolf attacks and all. There's a talk of some around 100 cars coming and making a circle, making a bonfire in around, I think somewhere in New York, Queens, and with the Palestinian flags and all. Kash Patel already was bothered about those 12 scientists which are missing, which have been abducted, or whatever happened to them when they are top-notch American scientists. He didn't have a lot of answers around.